What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Spur here. We're back at it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and we're back in the T-45 Goshawk. It's an absolutely amazing plane. I had some issues with Microsoft during my last live stream with this plane. I got those issues sorted out, and the plane flies like an absolute dream. So we're back at it. We're going to be flying a low-level route in it, another low-level. VR1024. We're flying out of Meridian. We're flying for a VT9 Training Wing 1 out of Meridian. So it should be a lot of fun, and just showing off a few other little, a few of the little details about this plane. We've got the steps up to the canopy open and the canopy open. So there you go. Really cool. Even the little steps that pop out here on the fuselage. So really neat feature for the plane. Let's hop in it and get going. We're ready to go. We're fueled up and we're set. So let's go ahead and get the steps in. We'll do that, and we'll close the canopy. There we go. We're set. First waypoint is loaded in. Let's get that up and going. And let's see what else we got here. I think we're good with that. Yes, we are. Okay, we're set. Let's go. Open the throttle, knock the brakes off. And we're going. I have done a ton of tweaking to my controls for this plane, so we'll get into that in a bit, but let's go ahead and get up in the air. All right, here we are lining up on 19 rights. We're lined up, good to go, got half flaps. I think we're set. Go ahead and open the throttle, let's go. Got a little bit of a crosswind. All right, 380 knots. Oof, yeah, we do got a crosswind. Come on, let's get up. There we go. That's a little dicey. She takes a bit of getting used to for sure. All right, gear up. Flaps up as well.
Bobcat 1-1 contact Memphis Center on 125.975.
We are flying as Bobcat 1-1. That's why you hear ATC or the sim call us. We're not going to worry about it though. We don't bother with ATC and the sim. Let's pull the power back a little bit here. A little bit fast. So we're going to fly to the Meridian tack-in, or I mean the Meridian VOR, and then proceed on course to our low level route. Our power back up just a tad. We're getting slow now. It's a wee bit windy. Listen, I'm done with y'all. I don't want to talk to you people. All right, passing through 13,000 feet, just crossed the Meridian VOR. And we're heading to the BFM VOR. I can't remember what VOR that is, but it's down around Mobile. So we're basically going to pick up the start of this route outside of Mobile, fly it up through Mississippi, and then come back off the route, back down around Mobile again. It starts and ends down in that general area. And then when we come off the route, we'll head to NAS Pensacola and make a landing there. And I'm a little bit concerned about the weather ahead of us for flying VFR. We'll see. We're gonna cruise down there at like 15.5. Absolutely gorgeous day to go flying, is it not? Beautiful, beautiful day. Love flying this plane. Now, I have kind of got the autopilot to work through key bindings, but I'm not really, sure if the real plane has an autopilot, any form of an autopilot. I know some planes do have a basic autopilot, like an altitude hole and a heading hole or something maybe, but I'm not sure about this one. So we do a lot of hand flying in this thing, and of course when we're on a low level, you hand fly it anyway. So we're just going to hand fly it down there and enjoy it. We're cruising along 320 knots. The only thing I'm kind of a little bit concerned about is our fuel. I'm still trying to figure that out, because I look at the endurance and the mileage, and I've had some trips where I was within that, but I was still getting low on fuel, so that is a concern. But we'll see. I mean, worst case scenario, we have to add a little in until I kind of figure out exactly what the plane can do. She's cruising along really nice. So look at there, got her trimmed out 15,507. She's got a little bit of a climb to her. We'll trim it down just once and see what it does. 15,510. Okay, so we're good on that. It looks like she's going back down now a little bit. Let's bring her back up. So the issue I was having with this plane the other day basically is anytime I did any kind of pitch up or pitch down, the nose would start bobbing like crazy, just bobbing up and down. Really jerky and just bad. If I did like a full deflection on the stick, she would turn just fine. She was as smooth as silk, but just a little light pull, either direction, she would start bobbing up and down. So I played around with the sensitivity settings forever, trying to straighten that out. And I looked at the actual key bindings for my joystick, and it turned out that I had double inputs for pitch and roll on my joystick, and I don't know how or where that came from. It had the traditional inputs where it has the white bar where you can see what your deflection is like, what your joystick is doing, but it had two additional ones that didn't have the white bar, that didn't show anything. So I was like, well, that's odd. I don't know why there's double inputs. So I deleted those out and saved it and tried it again, and it flies beautifully now. Like, it completely eliminated all my issues with the plane. So the only issue I see right now with this plane is I can't get any of the nav lights to work. I'm assuming it's me, but I'm not sure. I need to look into that a little bit more and see. So the clouds are kind of broken, but it does look like it's getting to be more overcast on the way down there. So to fly this VR out, we do need to be in VFR conditions, and we'll look at Sky Vector real quick and see what those look like down there. So we're picking up the route down around Mobile. Let's see, where are we picking that up at? Down outside of between Mobile and Pascagoula, Mississippi. Pascagoula is showing overcast at 5,000 feet. Altimeter 3039. All right, just hit the Brooklyn VOR. Now we're going to turn to our entry point for our route. We are 20 miles out. Go ahead and pull the power back a little bit. We'll start descending. We'll descend through these clouds here, or through this opening. We should be good. So it actually kind of worked out. Like I say in the live stream the other day, you don't really think about these guys like flying around VFR in high performance jets, right? Just cruising around, but they really just do. I've seen a few heads-up display videos on YouTube where they're cruising VFR. It's not a big deal. I've seen some where they took off IFR and then they canceled their clearance and went VFR. So it really just varies, but it's something that they do, and it's something that is absolutely a lot of fun. You can see she really starts to drop down with those speed brakes out. Open the power just a little bit. These planes actually land with their speed brakes deployed. I did not know that until the other day. I was watching a video, and sure enough, they leave the speed brakes out. after they go in the brake, and they adjust their speed and their pitch with their power. Plane is very, very trim dependent. Like I use the trim more on this plane than any other I've flown. In Microsoft, at least. In FS2020, let's say that. You know, you drop just a little bit of speed on this plane and it really kind of messes with it. And I thought I had gone in and modified my flight plan and renamed the waypoints, but I guess I didn't, unfortunately. So our route is, look at that real quick. So we got to, we hit A as assigned, and then from A to 7 miles northwest of A, we have to maintain 1,500 feet, so the top end of the route. Usually VR routes are like 500 to 1,500 feet, not exceeding 1,500 feet, but we'll have to cruise at the top end, I guess, for like noise procedures or something. Then after 7 miles northwest of A, we get to descend down to 500. How far out are we? 4.5, so cool. All right, and as soon as we enter it, we'll pick up the speed and we'll cruise along like 370 knots, something like that. All right, we're at 1,500 feet. We'll set the local altimeter. All this is AGL. Sometimes you'll see MSL on a low level route. Usually the top altitude might be MSL, but your little nose up trim here. All right. We basically just hit the steer point. Now we're turning towards Bravo. Point B. I thought I'd rename these, but they're latitude and longitude. You can go into your flight plan and notepad and change out the name of them. And I think I did. I know I did. I just didn't save the. File, which makes it a little bit more difficult because I'm looking at the AP1B, the steer points on it, and I'm having to like figure out where we're at. Okay, let's trim her nose down by a whole lot. All right, we should be good, so we'll start easing her down to 500 feet now. A little bit bumpy. There we go, 520 on the radar altimeter, so we're good there. All right, next steer point. Now, the cool thing about this plane is if you roll too much, you lose your radar altimeter. Because, you know, it points out the bottom of the airplane and reads the ground, and you get so much bank, and once you exceed that, it's gone. So that's really cool that that feature is included. We're just swinging just northeast of Griffin Memorial Airport, past the DeSoto MOA here. In fact, you know what? To stay out of the MOA, we'll swing back to the west just a tad here. There we go. We're kind of skirting just along the edge of it. We're probably underneath it. Honestly, I don't know how low the DeSoto goes. We'll look at it real quick and see. 500 AGL, yeah, so we would have been in it. But we'll keep rolling this way here. We could have gone through it. The AP1B specifically says you just have to call in the blind if you were to go through it, so We won't worry about it. We'll keep going the way we are. And we'll have to climb to cross our next steer point at 1,000 feet. I'm not sure what's up with that. I can't read all the data. It could be a noise complaint or something like that. So we'll climb to 1,000. All right, there we go. We're at 1,000. We're 12 out. Does that say 3189? Is that what the Latin Lounge is? Let's see. 3189 is not quite equating on my list here. All right, hit our next steer point. We're, as far as the bigger picture, we're just a little bit southwest of Hattiesburg, Mississippi right now. So now that we're over, we've gone past D, we can start descending back down to 500 feet. There we go. All right, we're 32 hour next steer point. So as you can tell, it's really flat here in southern Mississippi. Like terrain is no issue at all. This isn't one of those routes. It's like where you do a lot of yanking and banking through canyons and valleys and things like that. It's pretty much just strictly, you know, low-level navigation by landmarks. Got a little bit of a hill over there to the off the left wing over there about 9 o'clock. It's actually on a little nav map. It's called Hub Hill. Hub Hill, Red Hill, and Stony Point. So those are all hills we'll be going by here shortly. Interesting. You don't think of named hills in Mississippi at all. Nice little pond over there. Love looking at the scenery. This is where Microsoft really shines. I love doing this and be able to check all the scenery out. It's like it's VFR flying on steroids, right? Beautiful. Man, if we just had radio towers. The radio towers really top it off because it would give you something else to kind of look out for. What river is that we're crossing up here? Is going to be the Pearl River. Okay. Cut off our route just a little bit here. Let's turn back. Hopefully we didn't stray off too far. We got, you know, it's considered an MTR. It's not necessarily a straight line, but more like a corridor. And the width varies a lot depending on the section of the route. You know, on average, it's like 5 miles to either side, but this one's a little different in certain areas. And I don't sweat that part too much, honestly. Maybe sometime in the future, but it's really, it's kind of difficult to tell, like, how far, you know, within the corridor you are, other than by, like landmarks. If you knew the route and you knew the landmarks, then you would be able to know where you're at, but all right, we're 7 miles out of our next point. The wind is probably blowing us a little bit off course, something you have to take into consideration. This would be an absolute blast with like a formation, like a two-ship formation. All right, 9 out of our next steer point. So far, so good. Absolutely beautiful scenery and just what a good flying airplane. I can't give those guys enough credit for what like an amazing job they did on this plane. Absolutely outstanding job on this plane. It flies really nice. And I was so incredibly excited when I figured out my issue last night and or yesterday evening and got it solved and got the airplane flying right. I never wanted to give the impression that it was their fault or a fault with the aircraft. It absolutely wasn't. I even said during the live stream, I was like, this is something on my end that's causing this issue. I was thinking like maybe it was a sensitivity setting or, you know, I even kind of thought if it was like a fault in my joystick because they are really old. They're the graphite cyborg joysticks for, you know, we got these things like in 2003 maybe. Believe it or not, they're like antique, which I guess is a testament to how well they've held up over time. They sat packed away in the closet for ages, for years and years and years when I wasn't in flight simming. But we actually, Amerity and I got these joysticks back in the day when we were playing Star Wars Galaxies, and they released Jump to Light Speed. That is specifically why we got these joysticks, was to play Jump to Light Speed. And so, you know, we've had them forever. We've had them forever. It's probably time to get a new one, but I don't know. Still works pretty good to me, honestly. I don't have much issue with it. I get lots of pictures because I just love the scenery. I think it's really cool. All right, 20 out of our next one. That was just like a little, you know, couple degree turn back there. Be ready. I'm going to be doing this a lot. We're going to be flying low levels all over the United States. We'll do like little mini temporary deployments where we'll fly to different locations and try routes in that area. I mean, they kind of, you know, from what I understand, they kind of do that in real life. Like they'll do a cross country somewhere and then do some training or something, or they may deploy to another base like El Centro or something like that and do some flying as well. So really cool to kind of be able to do that. And like I said, you know, if you are a real life military pilot or, you know, a former T-45 driver or something, let me know. Hit me up with some tips and things that we could do, because I think it'd be a lot of fun to recreate it and let viewers kind of get a little bit of an idea of what it's like in the sim world. Man, we're just getting rocked big time. Winds are 169 at 14 knots. And I did this a lot back in my FS98 days on Satco, especially is when I started doing it. You know, I got to become a controller on there. I was a level 3 controller. I was chief for Gander Oceanic in Satco for SatCan back in the day. And my side job, I formed the 128th Virtual Bomb Squadron, which was a B1 unit out of Warner Robins, or Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, where the Georgian Air National Guard had B1s for a few years, believe it or not. They had some that were taken out of active duty and transferred over to them. They used to fly F-15s, they got the B1. And they flew the B1s through the late 90s. I can't remember the exact years, but 98, 99, they were definitely flying them. Probably to the early 2000s, then they were taken away from them again. But I formed this 128th Virtual Bomb Squadron and had it approved through Satco. This is before they had the VATSIMS Special Operations Group, or whatever it's called now. This is all pre that. It was very easy to do back then because things, you know, Satco was still fledgling. It was still growing. It was very young. And so we flew these missions for the B1 bomber. And we flew them true to life. I've said before, I had a friend that flew the B1 for that particular unit in real life. And so he would kind of, you know, every once in a while tell me, hey, we did this today, we did that, we flew in this MOA, we did this low level, we flew out to this warning area off the coast. So I had a good kind of inside glimpse at some of the missions that they were doing back then. And so we would recreate those in Satco. Online with you know, civilian traffic, and they were really super accommodating, and we did it by the book. We didn't get up there and mess around and goof off and dink around and all that stuff. We did it by the book, at least as close as we could. And then on top of that, we were lucky enough to have a few real life controllers that were on there as well. Had one from Atlanta. And they would give us information too, or help us out with our ops when we were flying in their airspace, like on a low level or something like that, or flying in a MOA, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes we'd go to an airport and do low approaches. And it was really cool. The people responded to it really well. It was always cool to be, like, we would fly a 2-ship formation of B-1 bombers. We would be in transit between 2 points. You know, like between base and a low level or coming back or whatever, and you know, airliners would be looking out for us, wanting to see the formation of B1s. And it got to the point where we had centers, different center facilities would ask for us to come to their area and do work to make things a little bit interesting for them and something different, you know. So we wound up going a lot up to Memphis Center and doing some low levels up there. We did a lot of stuff in Atlanta around, or, you know, in our own little area there. We went up to Memphis Chicago, every once in a while would have us come up and we would fly in the Red Hills MOA up there. And there was another one too that we used to fly in. I can't remember. But we would go up there and do like defensive maneuvers or, you know, combat maneuvers and stuff like that. And then we would do deployments. We would do transit flights. Like we deployed to Las Vegas once and did kind of like a little mini red flag there. We flew some low levels around Nellis in the range out there. And we deployed to Alaska once. The Alaska one was our biggest deployment. We actually wound up flying a four ship cell formation of B-1s all the way up to Alaska from Robins Air Force Base in one go. And we had someone else did a tanker for us. We did a simulated tanking out over, I think it was around Colorado somewhere where we did it. And you know, of course you couldn't really take on fuel. We just went through the motions, and that was really super cool as well. So it was just a lot of fun back then. I really enjoyed it. Wow, look at the hills over there. That's crazy. I didn't know it was that hilly in Mississippi. I really just didn't. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. It was an absolute blast. There's nothing like flying a low level, you know, with two ship formation of B-1s. We did a lot of solo stuff too. Sometimes we do two ships. Usually it was two ship and or solo. And then on deployments we had the big formation with the four ship. It was like a big cell formation. So that was really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. This is an absolutely beautiful route in Mississippi. I'm really impressed. I mean, like I said, it's not a lot of yanking and banking and turning and all that stuff for mountains and valleys and all, but it's still a really nice route. Hopefully we're doing okay on fuel. I keep expecting to see bingo anytime now. All right, we're at a new turn point. Let's go ahead and turn. Here we go. On our next, heading for our next steer point now. Really wish I'd renamed these things. It'd be a hell of a lot easier to keep up with if they were renamed. The scenery is just absolutely gorgeous, so look at that. Just beautiful, beautiful scenery. This is like the ultimate in flying. I've always said I loved VFR flying in Microsoft. I think that's where it really shined. Looking forward to the CRJ coming out. I may just start doing some more airline ops with it, but I really feel like the sim shines with the scenery, right? When you're flying an airliner, you don't really, you don't get to enjoy this at all. Oof, we're getting a little bit low. Get up there. Coming over some terrain, like the train came up to meet us there. Wasn't expecting that here. And getting bumped too. That's another thing that's really interesting about Microsoft is how the wind interacts with the land, the terrain. So you get bumps and stuff like that around these hills. It's really cool. Really cool to enjoy that. But like I said, in the airliner side of things, you don't get to enjoy the scenery. You just cruise along at 30,000 feet and you kind of see some stuff a little bit here and there, but you don't like fully get to appreciate it. And to me, up to this point, the airliner stuff's been like really lacking. It's not that great. There's been issues with FMS. There's issues with the flight dynamics of planes not flying the way they're supposed to. You put in a standard arrival into the airport and it's missing waypoints. I did one a while back into Atlanta just flying around. I didn't record it. And I was missing like 2 or 3 waypoints on the standard arrival. So we did get the new update yesterday. Supposedly the AirAx cycle has been updated. So that'd be interesting to see if it actually is. Man, we're just getting bumped around like crazy. This is so cool. I absolutely love it. Yeah, woof. Yeah, see the train come up to meet us there. Wow, yeah. And this train is so, it's kind of a little bit of an optical illusion because it's definitely coming up. It's rising terrain, but it's so gradual or it's so low that it's hard to tell. You know, it might rise 100 feet and you can't really tell it. We'll go a little bit higher here. We'll do about 600 feet. 14-hour next steer point. Still looking good. Oh, I love the cloud. Even the clouds look nice today. Everything just looks really good. Really digging Microsoft today. This, you know, I'll be honest, this has really changed it a lot for me. It's really changed it a lot for me, and I really enjoy it. It's given me a good chance to do a lot of hand flying and kind of hone my skills and get back used to it. There, the pond, was that a pond down there with pond scum on it or something? Just absolutely amazing. Love it. So like I said, we'll be doing a lot more of this. I really, really want to. If you're into this, then I'm glad, because you're going to be seeing a lot of it. It's just my kind of flying. It's always been my kind of flying. I've always liked this kind of stuff. Looks like we're about 8 out. That's the only, like, if I could say there's any downside about this airplane, is you have to change the anti-aliasing so you can read the HUD. Some people leave it like the high quality and just cut the HUD off. I really like having the HUD. I like being able to look out the window and see it and have that information. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to read, like in the clouds there, you can see it's not showing up that great. And there's different brightness settings and stuff like that you can do as well. It's on auto right now. Let's go back to day. Go to auto. There we go. We got it more of a blue, but it still doesn't really show up like the blue shows up worse than the green, honestly. Go back to green. And yeah, you just can't really see it. If you could tweak it just a little bit more, I think it would help, but who knows? I think they're still working on this plane and refining it and doing some things, so that's cool. That looks like this is going to be US 45 we just crossed over. That's cool. And I think we just hit a steer point. Yes, we did. We got a turn. I guess US 45 was our steer point. Getting a little bit high here because I jacked my view up looking around. I can't get it back. We need to go ahead and turn because just a few seconds will take you out of the route. All right, we're flying back into the wind, so we definitely lost some ground speed. We're only 340 knots. You know, this plane is a jet. You know, it's a trainer, but it's definitely, it doesn't burn up the air like an F-16 or an F-15. You know, but it's still a lot of fun. And I'm on the fence about the F-15. You know, I don't think it's worth 40 bucks. I don't think it's worth that cost. 30 sounds good to me. Maybe, you know, 20 to 30 range, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff about it where it just didn't fly that great, you know, and it had some issues. I hope they change that. I hope they fix them, but I don't know. I'm really on the fence about that. And we'll cross back over US 45 here in just a second. Oh, that is so cool. Love seeing the cars down there and flying over it. Look at that. All right, we're bingo fuel. For bingo, I think we have like 900 pounds left now. Yeah, we're down to 31%. I think we should be all right. We'll see. If we have to add some, we will. It's going to be the Chickasaw River, I guess. I don't even know how you would say that. Weather's turned out really nice in this part of the state. A little bit high here, just get her back down. 17 miles out of our next steer point. I done lost track of them now. Since I didn't name them, I've lost track, so I don't know how many more we've got to go. We're going down the river though, that's cool. Maybe there's a van down there, who knows? Who remembers that? Find yourself living in a van down by the river. The really odd thing about this trip is there hasn't been any other traffic out and about. And when I've flown it before, there has, so I don't know what's up with that. Like, I haven't seen any traffic. Yeah, I get a little bit low here. Him seems to be flying really good right now too, as far as performance. Every once in a while you kind of see a little bit of a super slight stutter. For the most part, it's been doing really good though. Really pleased with it. It was a little bit stuttery down on the coast. I don't know if that was because of all the towns or what was causing that issue. But man, we're like in the boonies now. Sucks when you have to sneeze on a low level. That's not cool. You know, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it to Pensacola. We might have to divert to Mobile. That's a thought. We could do that. Our next steer point should be the exit, so I don't know if we'll go to Pensacola or not. These guys, you know, you do see these planes at civilian airfields all the time. Tallahassee, there's videos of them at Tallahassee. Knoxville, they go to Knoxville a lot up there out of Meridian. Birmingham. Amarillo, I've seen them at Amarillo. For Training Wing 2 out of Kingsville. So they do stop over at civilian airports. That's not that big of a deal. We could absolutely do that. We may very well do that. We may very well go to Mobile instead. We'll see what our fuel looks like. This little bit of a headwind isn't doing us any favors. We just crossed into Alabama. Welcome to Bama. Here, we'll be in the big picture. We're just a little bit northeast of Mobile. Look at the map here. I like to keep a little nav map up on the side to give me an idea. Actually, we're a good bit northeast of Mobile. I thought we came off the route a little bit closer than that, but yeah, we're northeast of Mobile, northeast. So we're not too terribly far away from Pensacola. All right, no, this is gonna be our last steer point here. 32 out. I love flying down the roads. It's so cool to see the cars down there doing their thing. How many times have any of you viewers been driving along and have a jet buzz you like that? It's happened. I was saying it happened a lot in Death Valley. That's really cool. Look at that. We're just gonna fly right down the highway here. Man, I'm telling you, this takes it to so much, such a new level. Like, you know, when I did this in FS98, the scenery was so bad back then, but I enjoyed it. But the scenery really was. It was nothing. It was nothing but a flat plane and textures, right? Like, there was nothing to it at all. And now you've got, like, so many things to look at. You know, houses and roads and power lines and little ponds and lakes and trailer, you know, mobile home parks and... I mean, it's a crazy amount of stuff to look at. Look at the different terrain features down here, you know? The rock, like, I guess that's not... No, I guess that's sand. Like a sandy area since we're getting down on the coast. Either that was a pipeline or a set of power lines, couldn't tell. So we're 15 out, 15 off the exit, so we're still looking good. Hopefully our fuel situation will be alright. This is a long route. I mean, yeah, it's definitely, it's got a little length to it. Who would have thought it had been this hilly down in South Alabama and Mississippi? Like, there's definitely some hills. And the thing about doing this in FS98 is you didn't get bumped around either. Like, it was perfectly smooth. It was like flying on glass, of course. Now, if we just had a little rattle, a little bit of a rattle to the airplane as we're getting bumped, that'd be nice as well. Coming up on SSAB Alabama is like maybe some kind of industry or something over there about 9 o'clock. Shows on the map, shows a bunch of railroad tracks going into it. Looks like we're going to fly over Mark Reynolds North Mobile County Airport. So I think when they fly over airports, you have to do it at 1,500 feet or stay away, you know, out 3 miles away from it, basically. So we'll go to 1,500 feet because we're fixing to come off the route anyway. We got like 5 miles. Very nice. Went over I-65 right now, look at there. And then we just went over the airport. I don't see it. It should be right over there, but that's what it says on the little nav map, but it's most definitely not there. And we're off. Pull the speed back. And we'll climb up a tad and we'll see how far out of Pensacola we are and what our fuel looks like. %. Yeah, we should make it. I think we'll make it. Ooh, she needs a lot of nose up trim. A little bit more speed here. So we could say we could technically climb out as an IFR pickup, or we could proceed VFR down there. Going and climb some more here. We'll do like, we'll do 5,500 feet, 250 knots. We'll just ease down there. I think it'd be bad at all. Alright, trim her back down just a tad here. You have to trim this plane so much with the difference in speed that I wound up key-modding it to my hat switch. Very nice. Absolutely gorgeous day. What a beautiful day to fly. This is like some of the most enjoyable flying I think I've done in years. It really just is. All right, so I think to go to Pensacola, we need to turn to the south, pick up the coast, and then turn back in. Actually, maybe not. We need to check the winds down there, see what it's like. We'll still turn south. All right, let's look at Sky Vector, look at our winds at Pensacola. Herbert Field, there it is. Pensacola, 120 at 14 knots. So, let's see, what are we gonna do here? What's the runways look like? We got runway 19 and 7. Yeah, I think 7 left to be a good one for us. We'll do 7 left. See what our fuel looks like. Sure, we're okay here. Yeah, we'll be alright. Really odd there's no other planes flying around. I do kind of like at least listening to the AI traffic and hearing them out and about, and they're just like nowhere to be seen. Usually you always hear them chattering and doing stuff, and they're like nowhere. All right, there's Summerdale, say outlying field for the Navy, right there about 10 o'clock off the nose. And we are flying through the what is this? The Pensacola South MOA. Yeah, Pensacola South. Yeah, we wouldn't be doing this in real life, I don't think. This is a really busy area where they do a lot of flight training and like I think T6 Texans and stuff like that. So I don't know how they would transit this. Like it goes, what's the limits of it? 10K? Yeah, we could do this. It's only down to 10K, so yeah, we could absolutely do this. Could absolutely do this. So cool. Absolutely beautiful. It's County Road 83, is that what that is over there by the field? Yeah. The Baldwin Beach Expressway. There you go. There's the outlying field. They do like touch and goes and pattern work, stuff like that there. This other one up here, we got one there about 11 o'clock. That's going to be Barron. Another outlying field. And then just exactly due south, like right over here about 1 o'clock would be Jack Edwards. Y'all watch CW Lemoyne, one of his videos, they landed at Jack Edwards in a helicopter. Wow, we're getting into some clouds. We're gonna have to descend. Sure enough. We'll go down to 4K. We'll say we're talking to ATC now. They're assigning us altitudes. What is that about? Is that our fuel? 12%. Yeah, we're all right. Still got fuel. We've got 345 pounds. Like this is gonna be close. No, no messing around. Like we got to get on the ground. All right, just went over Foley. Ooh, it's getting a little stuttery down here. Yeah, it is. I don't know why. It's a bit stuttery. All right, let's see. You know, since we're not doing that great on fuel, let's go ahead and turn on course towards Pensacola here. We're like right here at it. We're not very far off. Ooh, it is stuttery. What is up with that? Why are you stuttering so bad? I was just down here earlier today doing touch and goes and I didn't have this issue. All right, there's Pensacola. Field's in sight. Now they actually have procedures that they use to land at this field. I've seen them, but I don't know what they are. I don't have them memorized, so we'll do the best we can. They have like certain, from what I remember, like certain landmarks that they fly over and things like that. So, you know, the noise got to keep people happy down here. You know, everyone that decided to live close to an Air Force base, or a naval base or a naval air station or whatever, got to keep them happy. I said this plane had 3 hours of endurance. That flight was, it's plotted out on SkyVector is supposed to be like an hour and something. It wasn't 3 hours though, so I guess just the fuel burn down so low is what really does it. Look at that, absolutely beautiful though. Should be an abandoned airfield back over this way. Wolf, yes, right there, right off the wing there. At least it, on little nav map it shows it is closed. I don't know if it's closed in real life or not. So maybe we should do a overhead approach. A carrier brake or something like that. We'll go down to 1,000 feet. And we'll give it a try, right? I mean, what's the worst thing could happen? We could crash. We'll try and see. I've done one or two in this plane so far. I'm not very good at it, but we'll see what we can do. We'll come in about 300 knots. Hopefully this isn't using all our gas up. Make sure we're all right. 9%. Yeah, we're okay. Get down to 1,000 feet. The carrier pattern, you know, the carrier brakes are like a lot lower than the Air Force guys. You know, I honestly think we'll do like 1,500 feet. I feel better at 1,500 feet. We'll do 1,500, 320 knots. Yeah, they come in like 800. I think the carrier brake, from what I remember seeing, was like 800 feet. Then on downwind, they descend to 600 feet. You know what? We'll do the carrier. Hell with it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Why not? We're flying a Navy jet. It's kind of sacrilege not to do the carrier brake, right? So we'll do it. Then we have to offset from the runway a little bit. I'm going to offset to the left because it's the left runway, so we'll do that. We gotta hit 250 after we make the break. So we got that crosswind kicking in there. I can tell you now, this plane is going to be a B in the crosswind. She's going to be rough. She's really squirrely in it. Alright, let's go ahead and make the break. Speed brake's out. We gotta look for 250 degrees. Here we are, 250. Alright, gear down, flaps. Gosh dang, it's just so freaking low. It's supposed to be a really, really gradual descent. Alright, we're coming around. You're down 3 green. Flaps are down. Yeah, it's gonna be really close. We kind of goofed this up a little bit, but we'll be alright. Have to dogleg it just a tad. Hey, it's only like our second or third one, so. Feedback. Way back, come on. And we're gonna land on the, well, I was gonna try to land on the upwind side, but I can't. Ooh, get her down, come on. There we go. There we go, power out. We made it. We made it, nice. Get speed brakes back in, flaps up. We made it. Dang it, that had me nervous as hell. I'll be honest, I was really, really super nervous about that one. I was nervous about the fuel and the wind. She's really, really squirrely in the wind. Like, you have to plant her good, or she's all over the place. She still was a little bit there. You need to do like a lot more crosswind landings in this plane. They do have T-45s based out of Pensacola as well. We're a Meridian bird, but they have Training Wing 6 down here. I think flies T-45s and Saberliners. See what our fuel looks like after this trip. 5%. Yes. Come on, why are you wanting to squat on me here? %, fuel, 141 pounds. Wow. Yeah, that was cutting it really super close. Probably should have landed at Mobile, but you know what? We made it. That flight was like an hour and 42 minutes, so yeah, the time endurance, we're nowhere near it. Even range, we weren't anywhere near it. I guess strictly it's just like our fuel burn. Like our fuel burn was really high. So, you know, when you're flying low level like that and you're at high power settings, you really cut your endurance back by a lot. There we go, we're here. Shut her down, hop in. Yeah, we don't need that. Get that open as well. Get that taken care of. And all kind of warnings here. Safe the seats. Pins in there. There we go. Got our pins. Our ejection handle. And let's see. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And we're done. There we go. I was wanting to look at the stuff outside of the plane, but and it still didn't do it. There's a way that I'm supposed to get the covers on there, but they're not on there right now. So we're not going to worry about it. We're going to end it here, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please remember, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. It's always greatly, greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments what you think. We're going to be doing a lot more flying in the T-45. I can tell you that right now. We'll do some cross countries in it, some low levels, some low work. If you're a real life pilot, you know about the T-45 or have T-45 experience or controllers or something, let me know. Give me some ideas on some things we could do. We'll fly out of Pensacola. We'll do Meridian for sure, and Kingsville as well. So should be a lot of fun. Anyway, we're going to leave it here, and we'll catch you in the air next time. Peace.